acid, tie-dye, space race. Now what decade had all three of these things? The 60s. Now the 60s, that was an exciting time to be alive. I mean, you just take one look at retro sci-fi, and you know we had crazy ideas for the future. And, 1969, we put man on the moon. And that was a crazy accomplishment, but I feel like, since then, right after that, NASA was like, shoot, now what do we do? And it seems like they've been doing that for a lot of years after that. So, but don't worry, humanity need not stagnate any longer, because we're finally taking the next step. Humanity is going to Mars. And now that people are excited about space again, we need only look back to the 60s to see what's going to happen. Now during the 60s, the spirit of the space race didn't only reside in orbit, it also affected many of us here on the surface. I mean, have you ever taken a nice, comforting nap on a Tempur-Pedic mattress? Well, you can thank the space race for your memory foam. And what about the internet? You like looking at dank memes? How do you think they got those satellites up there? And, maybe you like camping. Camping is like the most Earth-related, non-space thing you can think of, but a lot of people like to bring Mountain House oil on their campouts, and turns out freeze-dried food is a space race invention. So as you can see, the space race is able to drive innovation far beyond what happened in space, what happened in the 60s, and today we've got a second space race on our hands. Now, you guys heard about Musk last week? And I'm sure you've heard that Mars is one of his longtime goals, but recently, the Boeing CEO Dennis Muilenburg showed that he was ready to enter the space race as well, when he said that he thinks the first people to get on Mars will get there on a Boeing rocket. Now, regardless of who gets there first, I think today is a great day to be alive. Just like the 60s, the second space race will bring the country together with the common goal of making humankind an interplanetary species. I mean, just think, within our lifetimes, somebody's going to go up there on that planet, hold Mars dirt in their hands. Now, whether or not you're interested in space, I think you should realize that this is going to drive innovation for many years to come. Now, when people were excited about space in the 60s, they couldn't even dream of the internet. But now it's something we take for granted every day. And that makes me wonder, what crazy inventions are we going to have from this next space race?